All right, players are starting already, so we can get right back into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Right, so we have the second series of the round of 32 today, hosted by ESOC for the ESOC Spring Championships. We have Baja Teacher versus King of Osmane. Very exciting series so far. Let's see if Baja Teacher has some tricks up his sleeve to be able to get the win today. Very interesting series. Yes, Baja Teacher is going to be playing Germany on the first map, and our first map is going to be Great Plains, and King of Osmane is going to be playing France. Very nice Nilla matchup we have here for us today. We have the Lamer versus the Skirm bot. Excuse me. Let's see who is going to take top place today and who is going to be advancing into the next round. And just so you know, let's see who the opponent is going to be in the next round. If, in case of a winner today, the next round winner is going. Sorry, the winner of this round is going to be playing Psionic in the round of 16. So definitely would for someone like King of Osmane. I am already looking forward to it. So yes, we are currently waiting for the game. Let's already, if we can, get the map introductions in so we can go straight into the game when it starts. MFD, take it away. Did we also restart YouTube, by the way? Because we're saying the YouTube chat doesn't work in the comments. There we go. No problem. We are going to be in the game in a couple of seconds. Let's hope both players didn't forget their OBS. That would be pretty sad. Let me message them again and see that they definitely didn't forget it. There is a 3 minute delay, so it does make sense if it is a bit slower. We got it. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump right into the map introduction, and then we are ready to get into this titillating second series of the day, of the round of 32 of the ESOC Spring Championships. Take it away.
Flatland that stretches through much of western North America. It is home to large herds of bison and a trade route with 3 trading post sites. Players will want to control the center of the map for its abundant food, but be aware that wood and coin are more prevalent along the map's edges.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game one of this round of 32 best of 7 series hosted by ESOC for the ESOC Spring Championships. On the south side of the map, we have the one and only Baja teacher Ivan Goat playing as the Germans, and on the north side of the map, his opponent, an active top 10 player, the best Austrian player, in the history of the game, behind Neutral Bar, obviously, and some would argue behind MFD, but I'll let that up for MFD and his fan base. We have King of Osmane playing in the color green as the French, and look at that ultra quick micro getting his deck out immediately. But, my dear friends, let's hope he will not use the French church card because it is banned. So, the moment he clicks that button, game is over and it goes over to Yvonne Goat. So let's hope he remembered the rules with that one, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very interesting matchup on this map. In all honesty, I think this is one of the most balanced uh, matchups on the map. Um, on this map, I would give the slight edge to Germany, though. It is quite hard for France to 12-10 here unless they manage to find the big 110 food shipment, which, by the looks of things, didn't spawn on the map on this time. It spawns quite randomly. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. But it looks like it did not spawn this time around. And yeah, their 12-10 is not going to be there. And we're going to see King of Osmane having to opt to go for a 13-20, which is going to be quite slower. And, you know, on the other side for Germany, they have the possibility to go for the Mercs. There we go. Tourney, Advanced Estates, Baja Lamer, aka Mr. Autistic Baboon, is definitely going to go for something as lame as he humanly can. And he is, in my opinion, going to go for the Quatreros, I think it is. No, it's not the Quatreros, right? The if we can just click on a saloon really quickly, if we select the villager MFD, and we will click on the saloon. Oh, but all the villagers are built up in the TC for some reason because we don't want to lose our explorer. Is that good? Can we switch over to Germany really quickly? Is out? Did he already click age up before he put all his vills in the TC? No, he just put all of his vills in the TC to try and kill the German explorer, and he's idling for a very, very long time, and now he's even queuing another villager. Okay, never mind, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a very late age up from Germany. If we click on the saloon, by selecting a random villager, we will be able to see, if we click on one of the CDBs, please, and go to the saloon, we will see what the unit's name is called. Comanchero, there we go. It is an incredibly lame unit, an incredibly strong unit. So let's see if we will be able to see Yvonne Goat going for it. I think he's going to opt for it. Definitely. Very interesting to see Advanced Saloon Witch Hammer in deck as well, which will give him the Inquisitors. But this is definitely a mercenary oriented deck. You can play H2 with it as well because you have the option of Lantware. So all your crossbows will become Lantware skirmishers, which are pretty good, very nice, very cost effective units. So that would be very interesting to see. Also have 10 infinite crossbows in deck. So this is definitely not going to be a standard type of game from Yvonne Goat. Let's see what he has cooking for us. On the other end, very predictable what we are going to be having from King of Osmane. King of Osmane, a very, very strong, solid, standard player. Skirm Goon until he dies. He does not do anything else. And he is not interested in doing anything else either. He wants his skirms. He wants his goons. Sometimes a calf switch here and there. But just let him bot Skirm Goon into infinity. And he is ready to do that for the next 15 years of this game if he has to even. So, Age of coming in for Germany. Placer Mine's coming in as well. I'm thinking we're not going to see steel traps. I don't think it's in the plan. We are going to see a church though, which is necessary for this build because you need a lot of XP. But the church is not being built, so maybe I'm wrong. We are seeing a barracks opening and a musketeer opening from France. On the other hand, he is probably going to look to play some H2. Maybe Musk Hussing. There we go. Das Beer House coming up for Germany and the church coming up. And we are going to see some very lamer strats. Lummer. 3 settler wagons coming in for Germany as his first shipment in H3. And I think it will be followed up by Palpatine settlements, of Palatine settlements. There we go. To give his houses more pop to be able to produce more and more mercenaries. The villagers on food are just there to produce produce more villagers. That is the only macro that is required from them. And we are already seeing a Comanchero in queue. So as I predicted, we are going to see Comanchero spam from Germany and standard-ish gameplay from um, King of Osmane at the same time. Five Musketeers, adding to the already existing five Musketeers that he has. He is probably eyeing that very big XP treasure in the middle of the map and trying to take that with Musketeers. It's quite easy to take. There we go. Already starting it off. Backshotting one of the Guardian Comancheros on the treasure. 328 XP is a very, very big chunk to have as friends. 700 coin coming in as well. Let's see if these raiding German Ulans can do anything. I don't hate the building placement here. And I'll tell you why I don't hate it. I don't hate it because it gives you a lot of line of sight. Especially on this map where the hunts are quite spread out. You want to have line of sight and you want to know what your opponent is doing raiding-wise. Comancheros coming in for Germany. More Musketeers strutting around the map. Ulan's not really putting a lot of pressure. Settler Wagon down to almost half HP by these Musketeers, and now the Musketeers are going to opt to put some pressure on the German housing. If we switch over to Yvonne Goat's perspective, he is switching over. Okay, from Comancheros, he's going to go for the Renegados, which are skirmishers, incredibly strong skirmishers, by the way. They absolutely demolish Musketeers. 2 rate of fire, 18 range, 20 attack, with a 2.5 multiplier against heavy infantry. They will absolutely make short work of these Musketeers when they're in range of them. And yeah, now the Musketeers and the Hussars are moving forward though, and these Comancheros and these Renegados are kind of caught out of place. They're having to go in front of the Hussars and kind of try and body block the Hussars from it. But this is a nice engagement for King of Osmane. He would really be enjoying this because he's taking down a lot of these very expensive mercenary units down. He's also forced them into shipment. All of the German economy almost is idle. Okay, not all of it, only 5 villages. That's my bad. And he goes out of it relatively unscathed. A lot of the Ulans and a lot of the Comancheros went down. And now we are seeing Silversmith as well coming in for Germany. So Germany is going to be sticking it out in H2, making more and more mercs. And on the other end, judging by the score of the French player, he is aging up to H3. There we go. The Exiled Prince coming in. We are going to see our Skirm Goon. And at that point, the H2 Outlaws are not really that scary anymore. When you have H3 units with more range, with higher attack and HP, it is not that scary to face these Comancheros. So very nice timing push. Took a lot of the momentum out of Germany, and now you have a couple of Musketeers to roam around the map. Maybe while he's fighting, take them all around and try and raid. That is what very, very strong players do. Shipment up here for Germany. He's going for Cav HP. That actually affects Comancheros, by the way. If you guys didn't know, every single cavalry upgrade that Germany has to ship, so Cav Combat, Cav HP, Cav Attack, they all affect Comancheros. They do not affect other mercenaries, but because they're not mercenaries, but they're outlaws, it does affect the Comancheros. So, 5 goons being shipped right now, couple of skirms being queued, couple of goons being queued, and the Comancheros are going to try and go forward, try and see if they can pick off a straggling CDB here and there with these Ulans in support. Very nice by King of Osmane, taking down a Comanchero. As you can see, 260 coin, very expensive unit. Taking down one of them is already very, very good. Minutemen as well coming out right here to defend. A bit of an overreaction maybe, but maybe he just wants to catch the units and do as much damage as possible before these skirms and these goons arrive. 5 Dragoons are about to pop from the TC, but just in time, the German units managed to run away. And there we go. The Musketeer raids are starting on the south. That is already 1 villager down, and now a 2nd villager down. As I said, players like King of Osmane with that X-ray APM, with very good game sense and game knowledge, he's just going to run around the map. He knows that these Musketeers are basically going to be useless in this fight, so let's try and get as much use out of them as possible at the moment. Okay, German Explorer almost managing to snare one of these Dragoons. Very nice damage by these Renegados out on these Dragoons. Very nicely taking down a house as well. So these Musketeers, these H2 Musketeers, managed to take down 2 villagers and a house. That is great value for these units. Taking down a lot of HP on one of the villagers as well. He will take this every single day of the week. And now we are seeing King of Osmane transitioning even heavier into skirmishers, shipping more skirmishers, queuing a couple of skirms, queuing a couple of dragoons. But we're going to have a very big fight in the middle of the map. Comancheros going forward. They're not afraid. They have an upgrade card already in. they're not scared to stand and just try and take down as many pot shots on these skirmishers as long as they're lower in mass. But the problem is that these Renegados can't really enjoy their 2 rate of fire because they're not standing and fighting. KingofOsmane is doing a very good job of trying to kite back as much as he can, but now he's kind of stuck in a position where he is not kited that well, and these Renegados are doing a lot of damage on both the skirms and the goons. 7 skirmishers coming in from the back, another 5 skirmishers coming in from the barracks, trying to take down as many Comancheros as they can. These dragoons are also in the midst of the fight. Ivongo trying to micro his way into this, but the mass from France is just too big. Another batch of Comancheros coming in, 2 Ulans coming in to support as well, so these dragoons are definitely going to have to stay alive. The skirmishers having the time of their life, a couple of CDBs in there to soak up a lot of the damage. Comancheros don't really do a lot of damage to villagers. Ulan's almost down. That's 1 Ulan down. That is the 2nd Ulan going down. And ladies and gentlemen, the entire mass from Germany is wiped off the face of the earth. All the Renegados are down. And GG, we have our first winner of the series. The first game goes to KingofOsmane. Very, very nice standard gameplay, managing to take out the outlaw build from Baja, and he takes a 1-0 lead in the series. Let's hop right into the post-game statistics. We are seeing, resource-wise, KingofOsmane managed to outgather by 5k. Very, very nice. Unidled French economy. We're switching over to the military again. More units out for KingofOsmane, but that is normal because pop heavier, more expensive outlaws. Usually you will have less units of these out on the floor. And as you can see, look at it pop-wise. Humongous amounts of pops for Germany, but sadly enough, in H3, these units aren't as useful as they are in H2. There we go. All right. So, we already have both of the civs picks from both players so far. We are going to have a Dutch versus Ottoman game. So, Dutch for KingofOsmane and Ottoman for Baja Teacher. Very interesting that Yvonne is opting to go for Otto on Ivory Coast. And even more interesting that we're seeing Dutch from KingofOsmane on Ivory Coast. It is a map that favors quite the higher XP civilizations. And first picking Dutch in a tournament game on such a map where the possibilities of getting Ottoman, the possibilities of getting Spain are quite high. It is quite a ballsy move from KingofOsmane to try and go for that. But yeah, he's probably very confident in his ability to win that game. He probably did a bit of practice before, knows what he's going to do. And yeah, I think this is leveling the playing field quite a bit for Baja Teacher. He would be very happy to click that auto button in to the face of Dutch. And yes, flow matching auto church is not allowed. And only bows, shut your mouth, please. Thank you very much. I'm just kidding. The guys laugh at me because I hate this matchup as auto. I just hate playing against Dutch in general. It is a civ I do not particularly enjoy playing. It is one of my bogey civs. But yeah, big MFD. Let's get into the map introduction for one of the most aesthetically pleasing maps in the game, Ivory Coast. Take it away.
In this region, the which give way to grassy plains and eventually a plateau. The Ivory Coast is an important hub for trade. The naval trade route connects Africa with Europe and the Americas, while its counterpart on the mainland connects the coast to the savannah, and controlling these routes is critical for victory. The land trade route bisects the plateau in the north, so each team has access to easily defendable resources away from the water.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game 2 of this round of 32 best of 7 series hosted by ESOC for the ESOC Spring Championships on the west side of the map in the color red. We have Ivan Goat, aka Baja Lamer, aka Autistic Baboon, playing as one of his main civs, his second main civ, or maybe his third, the Ottomans in the color red, and his opponent today on the right side of the map, this absolutely phenomenal map of Ivory Coast. We have the man, the myth, the legend, KingofOsmane, the current best Austrian player, playing as the Dutch in the very ugly color green, sadly, might I add. these guys do everything to get the slightest advantage they can, because at the end of the day, it is a tournament. There is money on the line, but more importantly, there is egos at stake, and it is the biggest pleasure of a player that plays the game often at a high level, at a competitive level, to be able to showcase his skill in front of the world. And you guys in the chat and you guys watching are making this all possible. So thank you, all 150 of you currently watching this live, for joining us and sharing in our fun. You are all very much appreciated. So, this map, as we said, has a couple of XP treasures, an in-base XP treasure, sorry, that you can take that gives you triple of XP. Very, very beneficial to auto, especially if we're going for some kind of H2 play or H3 play where we want to go for timings and we need a lot of shipments. What are we seeing from the Ottoman deck? I'm interested to see what he's going to go for. Light water. Okay, so this is a Jan Abus Orient deck with a couple of anti-water shipments, like the frigate, like the two caravels. And on the other side, we have seen King of Osmane as well pick up his deck water with the two caravels, and he has made the mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, Harrison will be very, very angry. He has put a frigate in his deck instead of putting the three floats, which is a better shipment than a frigate, because not only will they beat one frigate in combat, they also have building resistance, so they don't really die to any towers, TCs, or docks in that case as easily as a building as a ship like a frigate would do. So, um, as Dutch, probably the play here, going for five banks, going for a very quick FF, and trying to counter the Ottoman FF. But the ball really is in Ottoman's court here. He can decide to go for H2, he can decide to go for H3. As we're seeing right now, Otto is deciding to go for an H3 play because we are seeing the naturalist age up. So it is highly unlikely we're going to see some H2 gameplay. What I am wondering to see is what is Yvonne God going to do? He's not really known for his two Falk Jan Amos pushes. He's more known for his FIs when he plays auto. So I would like to see what his mentality is going to be going into this game. On the other hand, look at this macro for King of Osmane. Again, like in the last series with Lucas, it is just such a pleasure watching how meticulous these players are with their macros. They are so good at what they do, and it is an absolute pleasure to be able to watch and cast and play alongside and sometimes beat these players. It is just super phenomenally fun. So we are seeing a bank already being built. On the other end, Otto is macroing for an H3 push. There we go. Elephant herd already being herded in. Very nice herding from Yvonne Goat. Aging up with the naturalist. So he will have the two vills and the two semi-fattened cows to be able to get his food up much quicker. Explorer trying to stay alive, running away from the envoy the entire game that envoy has been trying to chase him. Let's see what the first shipment for Otto is going to be. We are seeing a Mabir. Okay. So we're going to see a Mabir probably into 700 coin. That's why he's also mining a little bit of coin. But Mr. Autistic Baboon forgot to ship his shipment. There we go. It is finally in. And on the other end, bank. I don't love the placement of the bank because it is quite a bit forward from the TC. You would like to see that bank somewhere between the TC and the mine, a little bit on the south, just so the Falcons come into TC range if they try and shoot the bank down. But nevertheless, probably King of Osmane is quite confident in his ability to defend his banks. Batu AoE coming in with the Mr. Autistic Baboon. Yes, he definitely is a Mr. And yeah, very, very interesting. We are seeing 700 wood coming in as well. Mabir managing to take down the Explorer. Very nice bit of XP. Also denying scouting. Not that there is a necessity of scouting per se, because you kind of know what Otto is going to do at this stage of the game. Shipping the 700 wood as well. Market going up for Dutch with the 700 wood. Bankwagon coming in as well. So we are probably going to go for the classic 5 bank FF for Dutch into full Reuter skirm spam. And that is really where Dutch shines, right? Once they get to H3, they get their Reuters. They're absolutely amazing. They're one of the, if not the best tune in the game. I would give them that title, maybe, based on their one pop ability, their mass ability, how easily they managed to blend in with the Dutch eco as well. And we are seeing a forward build. Very interesting. So we're seeing the barracks going to be built forward. And now that he knows that the Explorer is down and the Envoy is in his base, he can easily build that barracks forward because he also knows that there's no husk coming. Wall of banks coming in outside of the base of Dutch a little bit, trying to create a bit of pathing issue for any potential cav coming in, but they are very susceptible to two falconets. So if we're going to see a very early two falconet shipment coming in for Mr. Yvonne Goat, it could be very, very scary to try and deal with it. Age up coming in for Otto. Let's see what we're aging up with. Otto is going to be aging up with the scout. So for Delhi, okay, Explorer is up and he manages to scout the racks. Okay, manages to scout it and is able to do anything about it are two different scenarios. Sadly, I don't know if he's able to do anything about it. And we are seeing a bit of a deviation from the 5-bank strat as well. Simultaneously from King of Osmane, we are seeing a 4-bank strat and a 700 coin shipment opting to age up that way. 5 Janissaries are going to be able to come out. And the Mabir has found the Explorer again. Probably he's going to try and chase the Dutch Explorer all the way back, try and take him down as soon as he can. Get another 45 XP, which again is it's very useful for Otto in this case. 2 Falconets coming in to try and back up these Janissaries. These Janissaries should back off for a bit. You don't want to take too much DC fire, especially before your units are veteran and especially before your Falconets arrive. Let's see on the south near the Ottoman TP. If the Mabir has finally found him, there we go. The Mabir has found the Dutch Explorer. Dutch Explorer down again, and now we have a silver upgraded Mabir, which is even scarier than a regular Mabir. Veteran Janissaries coming in on the other end for Otto, but Dutch on the other hand is up. So the Falconets are still not in his base. He is up quite comfortably, shipping Reuters, making Reuters, and he is putting down a barracks down as well to be able to get a couple of skirmishers to try and kite the Janissaries into submission. Ooh, we have Mr. Catterboy getting a 10-minute timeout, and I'm wondering why. Please, I would like to limit that in the chat. Moderators, don't abuse your power. I don't want to see rank 1 just being getting his messages deleted unless he said something racist or stuff like that. So please calm yourself. Anyway, back to the game. 8 Janissaries are being shipped at the moment to try and defend these Falconets. Very early Falconets. This is very hard for Dutch to push into. Are you going to commit? Are you going to try and take some pot shots? He is actually, because the Janissary mass is relatively low. He's taking more than half HP on one of them already, taking a Delhi down as well, and all of that for like 2 Reuters. That is not bad at all if you're Dutch. Anything to keep that bank alive at the moment, right? You really, really, really want to keep the eco production up. You really want to keep the economic advantage up on the Omnisphere because he's the one that has the Falconets. He's the one that has the military advantage at the moment. You really want to at least be up economically on him. And we are diving in to get the second one of the Falconets, excuse me. So one of the Falcons is down. The 2 Delhis that are remaining are snaring the skirmishers right now. So they're letting the Janissaries kind of close the gap and the distance. And there you go. Janissaries have taken care of a couple of Reuters, but simultaneously the Delhis are taken down. And that last Falconet is going to be able to take down that Dutch tank. Now we are seeing a shipment of skirmishers and more skirmishers being trained. So yeah, King of Osmane is kind of banking on the fact that we're not going to see early Spahi. He wants to get his skirm mass up to be able to get that Jan mass as low as possible for his Reuters to be able to go and finish off the next Falconet. If we can see the HP on the Falconet, is it still full HP? I assume it is full HP still, right? The other Falconet. Ooh, let's see, it is full HP, yeah, but he sacrificed a little bit more Reuters, sadly, to try and get down more HP off this Falconet. And yeah, Yvonne God is doing a very, very good job right now. He has Jan Combat in as well, so 301 HP Janissaries. Ooh, but he's kind of sleeping on the wheel. Ooh, and that Falconet is going to go down to that last volley of the Reuters, and there we go. Now we just have a mass of pure Janissaries. And pure Janissaries is not really that scary to deal with anymore, especially with an experienced Skirm Gooner like King of Osmane. But yeah, now the big boys are being called in. Now the Spahi are going to come. And this is really a question of, can Yvonne go do as much damage as possible before the Dutch mass gets out of control. More skirms coming in, more Reuters coming in, another shipment of skirms. So we're gonna have 7 skirm shipment plus 8 skirm shipment or 9 Reuter shipment. So many units are being shipped, and this is a very risky push out. This is an incredibly risky push out because yes, you're ahead in the game, but do you really want to risk losing a couple of your Reuters and moving so far forward with your skirmishers, knowing that a Spahi shipment is anywhere near you and ready to pounce on you the moment that it arrives. So yeah, Spahi are going to come in. Janissaries with Jan HP, a lot of HP. They're not really going to go down easily. They're going to be a hell of a lot to try and deal with, especially for this small amount of skirms relatively. And it almost feels like he's going to have to sack a couple of these skirms. There we go. Spahi managing to connect on the skirms. Not enough Reuters to one-shot a Spahi right now. Spahi doing a lot of damage to these skirmishers. So many of them going down. Finally, one of the Spahi going down. Reuters doing a very good job. Villagers have to go inside of the TC right now to try and soak up as much damage as possible on these Janissaries. Try and help the skirmishers taking them down. But wow, Minutemen call, Explorer Snare. What a beautiful play right now by KingofOsmane, managing to hold the tide right now. And now it's not Autistic Baboon gets chasing. The Autistic Baboon is being chased to the other side of the map. And he is running away from the Dutch army, which is predominantly a skirmisher army with his predominantly heavy infantry army. And now he has to back off. And I'm wondering now, what is the play if you're Yvonne Goat? How are you getting out of this? What are you doing to get an upper hand? Because the Dutch economy is so far ahead. You have 3 banks, you have 28 villagers. If you compare it to Otto's economy at the moment, I don't think we're even at the 25 vil mark. No, there we go. We're at 23 villagers. We're shipping 1,000 coin, and we're probably going to try and macro for Mamelukes. And if not Mamelukes, maybe adding a couple of falconets would be a good play for him. But yeah, his score is almost completely in his units right now. So his economy just is just not far. And it is yeah, Kingu that is so far profiting from his ability to just micro very well against such beautiful standard gameplay from him. But now he is going to be pushing this forward base from Otto. But on the other end, the Ottoman player scouting that there is a couple of dead herds over there, and the Spahi are going to collapse all over these villagers. And ladies and gentlemen, all of the 30 Dutch villagers are on the south side of the map, and the Spahi are going in for an absolute GG raid. Spahi and the Janissaries with Jan Combat managing to take down already 10 Dutch villagers. More Dutch villagers, 11 Dutch villagers going down. Hazars are trying to get into the mix of it, trying to slow down the Janissaries as much as they possibly can, but they just go down like paper. But yeah, now the villagers managed to escape. Okay, he managed to still keep more than half of the villagers alive, which economically still puts him slightly ahead in the game. But this was beautiful for Yvonne. This was absolutely what he needed. Score gap is closing a little bit, and especially considering that he's shipping a 1k coin shipment right now in the Mamelukes, it is going to be not as easy as it was before to mass more units for KingofOsmane. And I'm wondering if Yvonne is still somehow in this game. Managing to kite more and more of these spy and Janissaries down. His entire army is slightly withering down. It's giving Napoleon retreating from Russia vibes, and I don't think Yvonne is enjoying this lack of range so much. And that pond is not his friend right now. It is definitely his enemy, because that pond is so small that the range is still there for the skirmishers to be able to take it out. And yeah, maybe we were thinking there was a chance for Yvonne to come back into this game, but the Reuter mass is so healthy and so heavy that even Mamelukes are probably not going to be able to do anything about this right now. Alright, couple of Janissaries popping out of the forward barracks, but there's only a couple of them, and the Reuters make short work of them. Now the Mams and the Spahi are going to try and go up north, trying to find the same success they found down south, but sadly enough, there is no economy on the north, and there is nothing for them to look at there. Skirmgoon, ladies and gentlemen, it is prevailing again. Standard, absolutely controlled, composed gameplay from KingofOsmane. Looking very solid at the moment. Taking down another villager for Otto. Every vill you take down for Otto is like 2 vills from another civ. It's just wonderful. And Yeah, we are hurting right now if we are Yvonne Goat fans, and I am definitely an Yvonne Goat fan, and he is not in a very good situation right now. Double racks down south, without really having the economy to be able to maintain a steady flow of double racks. Um, and yeah, the skirmisher mass has just grown up so much. It's so big. There's not really much you can do about it. Losing another couple of villagers on the gold mine there, having to pull back his entire economy, and yeah, now he's getting raided the same way that King of Osman was raided just a moment ago, and 22 villagers for Dutch, while Otto is probably stuck on around 15, 16 villagers after that raid, which is definitely not optimal because we don't have any banks. We don't have anything that can give us that economic stability to keep on pumping units. If we switch over to Otto's perspective, yeah, there we go, 18 villagers right now, and the shipment stacking, and there's nothing really useful you can ship. The only thing you could do, probably in this scenario, if you're the Ottoman player, is to click that top right button and just say GG, well played, and we move on next. We pick Baja. Oh no, we can't pick Baja. I forgot. Almost got back on that there. And yeah, this game is definitely going to go into the favor of King of Osmane, even though it's looking like these bans are not really dying. There's so many Reuters, and they're still barely managing to kill one of these bans. Skirms are trying to do their best to try and focus down the Janissaries, but the Janissaries are in melee right now. But anyways, he realizes it is just too late, too little too late, and the game is over. GG, well played. King of Osmane takes the second game, this best of seven series. And on that note, I will need a quick 2-minute intermission, and I will be right back, my friends.
Well, since Shake is still on the smoke break, there we go. First few words not getting that right. Quick information for all of you wondering about the resolution, as they said, that's just a technical issue that can't be resolved as of right now. And we have the next matchup going on actually, which is going to be Brits versus Ports actually, Unpainted Desert. So again, a map without any TPs. Quite a lot of livestock going around, and of course lots and lots of herds, but you need to be able to get out of your base to do anything with the herd, so we aim for a treat. Hopefully our careful main caster comes back.
There we go.
Wonderful.
Main caster MFD is back.
Wonderful.
So, do we have the matchups for the next game? We do indeed. Yes, Brett versus Sport. What a bunch of lovely matchups we're getting. Only Nilla. It's just lovely. You know, at the end of the day, MFD, um, we have been talking quite a lot. How do we get more activity? How do we raise the stakes? How do we get more people interested in watching? And for me, what does it for me, and it sounds silly, whenever I take a break from the game, whether it's a month, 2 months, 6 months, whenever I accidentally hear the OST of this game, da-na, da-na-na-na, when I hear that, it's over for me. I'm hooked again. And definitely seeing matchups like this, these old school matchups, the Brit versus Port, Germany, France, Otto versus Dutch, it just brings in so much memories for me. And it makes the game so much more enjoyable for me. And I thank these two players for giving us this run back down memory lane. And now enough of big MFD yapping. Let's get into the map introduction, shall we?
The desert is a lonely open range with scattered mesas and rich ore deposits. Hunting is plentiful, but wood is a little scarcer than normal. Lost cows can also be found wandering among the mesas. A string of 4 Apache and Navajo villages divides the map into 2 symmetrical halves.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 3 of this round of 32 series, Best of 7 series, hosted by ESOC for the ESOC Spring Championships. And on the south side of this beautiful no TP map, Painted Desert, we have King of Osmane playing as the British Empire in the color green, and his opponent today on the north side of the map in the color blue, Yvonne Goat, playing as the Portuguese. Fun series so far, with King of Osmane showing his dominance, showing how well he can play as a standard player, taking the 2-0 lead so far. Yvonne Goat is not out of it yet, as we had in our last series with Lucas L and Lukton just turned up an extra gear one of these games and managed to pull one back. Let's see if Yvonne Goat is up for it this time as well. Now, very interesting pick by Yvonne going for Port on a non-TP map. You don't really see that all too often. Port really enjoys their in-transition TP to be able to get their Victorious rolling, their 700 coin, their 700 wood. I'm wondering how he will get access to 700 wood when he decides to go to H3. Without 700 wood against a very oppressive bow pike Huss build from Brit, it is going to be very, very tough for him to get any sort of units out on the field. So I am wondering what he is going to be able to do here. Big Fitz, bro, in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Paso Largos, Rune Beer, Push Push Baby, Blue GXD. So many people that we all know and love in the chat. Von Turgeon, Bremhook the Goat, Keister still here, Simlo, all of you. Big Robrot, welcome, welcome, welcome to the chat. Now, let's check our decks, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Deck for Port still hasn't selected his deck. Maybe he won't select the deck. Maybe he doesn't even need a shipment. He doesn't want a card. It's not even as bad as you think, because if he's just not going to go for Fitoris, he's probably just shipping it, waiting for 706 and 700. So 700 coin, 700 wood, which would guarantee him in return to get the 700 coin and 700 wood. But no, he has eventually gone for Fiturius. And yeah, this is looking like a very standard deck. And on the other side, if we're looking at Brit, we are seeing a very beautiful Brit deck. Very well organized. He has, for some reason, Tamilis in H1, which I don't really like. I would have loved to see the Rocket Shipment in H4. But we do have Spice Trade. We have the Church card. We have Refrigeration in H3. Interesting pick. Looking like a mighty fine deck for him. And I am predicting that we are going to see some very heavy H2 aggression from Brit. Probably a Pike opening, transitioning into Longbow Huss, trying to catch the relatively smaller H3 army of Port, off guard, trying to probably take down the third TC if it is a bit more exposed, if it is a bit further away from the other two TCs. And there we go. We are seeing some very nice macro from both players. We are seeing Yvonne Goat chopping just with one villager, trying to get that church as soon as he ages up. Brit, on the other hand, does classic Brit things, getting his gang saw, getting manners, dotting them all across the map. Very smart. If we can just zoom back in on that last villager building that manor, please, MFD, you are seeing that he is securing that line of sight for as long as that manor exists on there. Another quick tip for newer or lower rated players: placing buildings on the line of sight of that native scout, of that native TP, will allow you to still retain the line of sight without even having to build the native TP itself. Very nice pro trick there from King of Osmane. Egypt coming in for Portugal, probably 2 cow if I have managed to read that correctly. There we go, the naturalist. That is what we love to see. And on the other end, we are seeing King of Osmane aging up with the tower, the governor, which will give him a tower and 200 coin. We are seeing immediately the 700 coin coming up, the 700 wood coming up, another manor. So we are going quite greedy. Okay, we're not going to opt for a very early barracks. We're going to opt for more greed, 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 more eco, 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 and then unit, unit, unit. And I like that as well. Very, very, very nice. So, 700 coin coming in, TC being built right next to the initial first TC from port. He doesn't want to risk losing that TC. On this map, he's allowed to do it as well because there's so many hunts. Only the third TC will probably go a little bit more back where that coin mine is on the north west side of the map. There we go, to secure another hunt and another coin mine. That is the only reason he will have to extend that. But can we just 1 second turn off the fog of war and see how beautifully King of Osmane has taken the map? Look at this. Almost 75% of the map is covered. He sees absolutely everything that is going on. And now he is splitting his macro. He is getting steel traps. And he is starting to produce some more manners. We're seeing his stable going down. And we are going to see probably Iraq's coming down as well with the 600 wood. And we are going to see units absolutely being pumped. Brit already on 26 villagers and growing by the second. Very, very nice build so far. Big Bust, what's up, man? I'm not going to pronounce your full name. We don't want to get banned here. But welcome, my friend, my Iraqi friend. Fun fact, we have 2 Iraqi players. We have Timogen and Bust. Shows you how global and international this game is, and how from every walk of life you can enjoy this game together as a community. Yes, Jacob92 Luke, AoE 3, best game. Everything else is quite bad in comparison to it. I'm sure the other games are fine, but in comparison to H3, once you eat caviar, you're not going to go back to eat regular food, are you? 5 Huspatch coming out for King of Osmane, trying to finish up his banner boom as well. Not yet seen a barracks from him, so that is very interesting. He's opting to go for more of the greedy, Hus semi-ish with full eco. I wonder if he's actually going to try and follow up to H3. There we go. We are seeing coin being shipped. So yes, this is looking like there's going to be a follow-up, trying to go to H3. Very nice. Trying to idle as much of the Portuguese economy as possible. If we're switching over to Ivongo, excuse me, is he already aging up? Did he already click that button? I'm assuming he's almost up already. By the looks of things. Yeah, there we go. And he's aging up with the marksman. Okay, so he's aging up with the Cassadors. If these Husks manage to get on top of these Cassadors, it could be quite deadly for him. He could lose quite a lot of tempo by losing his initial skirmishers going up. There we go. Hussars managing to force a couple of villagers back. He's now scouting to see where that TC is, and now Yvonne Goat, as a result of that, is forced to put his third TC right next to his initial TC, and lose a lot of map. He's now forever stuck in that area of the map with only 1 coin mine. Yes, he's not really short on hunts, but we don't really have coin. And Port is quite a coin heavy civ with halberdiers, with the dragoons, with organ guns. You really need to have a lot of coin. But ladies and gentlemen, Yvonne Goat, he is not a standard player. He doesn't like all that fancy standard stuff. I think my man is going to go for an FI. We are seeing a shipment available for him, and we're seeing him fully macro food right now. And yes, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go for an FI. And we are seeing case shot in deck. Bishop age up, by the way, for Brit. Thank you for noticing that. 5 organs, grape shot. Okay, grape shot for port. It's different than other civs. They have case shot. And very, very nicely, he's going to go H4. He's going to try and lame his way up to the top. He said, enough of all of this crap. I'm done losing. I want to get a very strong strat going, and I want to see if I can win that way. Longbow's being queued. More Hussars are being queued. Brit fully enjoying the map on 39 villagers. 170 manor pops. So we've got 16 manors down on the field right now. No need to really add the rest. You can add it later on if you want to complete your manor boom, but it is not really a necessity at the moment. I would like to see him remacro a little bit more to food and wood and coin. We are macroing quite a lot of food at the moment. There we go, a lot more on wood coming up. We want to see these veteran upgrades as we go along to H3. Log Flume coming in as well to help speed that process up along. Very, very nice from Mr. Osmane. H4 being clicked up with the Tycoon. So 1000 wood is going to come in. Do we see a Portuguese church card, perchance? Let's see. We don't see a church card. Okay, so we're not going to have any church shenanigans. We're just going to probably see very classic either Halb or Goon organ with Grape Shot, trying to do as much damage as he possibly can. Brit very solidly still up in score. And there we go. Big Fitz, bro. If we can ask you one thing, please, good sir. Can we pick up the AoE streams again? We would like to have you back in the community. As many streamers as possible would be absolutely amazing. We've already talked to Haza, and I can assure you Haza is going to come back to stream more Treaty as he's been doing lately, carrying the Treaty community there. And yeah, as many streamers as we can have would be amazing. Even Big Keister would love to see him stream some games again. To keep the content torch going on so we can have more and more people enjoying this absolutely wonderful game. Hussars coming in right now, trying to take down these Cassadors, the Longbows as well, trying to put as much pressure as they can, taking down a villager, building the market. Very nice. Just not able to take down another villager. Managing to escape into the TC. 32 villagers right now out for port, and the TC that he's going to be going up with is actually in great danger of going down if the Hussars or the Goons or the Longbows manage to spot from where that TC is going to come up. Probably going to come up from the top TC, going to go north to that coin mine, I'm assuming. Yeah, there we go. From the top TC, managed to pop that his new TC, but he's building it in base again. He's not being a little bit more brave with it. He's not really going to try and go and get some more map. He's really staying in base. Are we potentially going to see a revolt maybe to Brazil, or is this just going to be a regular organ play from Mr. Yvonne Goat? Let's see. Scores are quite far ahead in Brit's favor. Brit going for double TC production, sitting on 55 villagers right now, so managing to finish out his manor production as well. 2 Falconets coming in to try and do as much damage as they can, and wow, very greedy factory wagon coming in for Yvonne Goat. Yes, I think we are going to see a Brazil revolt. We are kind of macroing for it. It's looking like it's going to be that way because he's also stopped at the 1000 food mark and not really gathering any more food and not making any more villagers. I don't know how successful a Brazil revolt is going to be here, but I also at the same time don't know if KingofOsmane has ever even played against the Brazil revolt or knows what to do in that scenario. So that is very interesting to see. Okay, very nice. Mercantilism is coming in for Yvonne Goat, spending his coin on that to get 2 more shipments. And I'm wondering what we're going to see from those 2 shipments, what he's going to decide to send this game. Dragoons and Longbows roaming around, trying to see if they can catch anything out. Some Vills, an extra idle TC, but no, all the TCs are very nice next to each other. And wow, we're even seeing amalgamation coming in for KingofOsmane, playing this as greedy as he possibly can. He knows he has the entire map. He knows he has everything. So he can just keep on doing what he's doing and playing extremely greedy. 2 factories up right now for port. Heavy cannons coming in as well to support the revolt, I'm assuming. It is quite sad seeing Portugal not queue vills for such a long time. He has hunts under his base. He can even live 3, 4 villagers on food and keep up the production if he wanted to, especially with Feitorias on 4 TCs right now. He could have done that, no issue. But he wants to get up as soon as possible, so I am not really blaming him for it. 10 longbows coming in, more goons, longbow goons. Even with Brit, this guy manages to skirm goon. What a bot. What an absolute bot. But I love that bot. He is absolutely fun to watch, and he's a great and amazing player. 2 heavy cannons coming in. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to pop from the back of the base. Okay, they don't want to engage against these falcons and against these dragoons. Very nice by Yvonne, not losing a single version down there. And we're seeing the mass production being produced as well at the factories. So he wants to get as many heavies out as possible. Heavies, as you all know, one of the best units in the game. Heavies, bombards, rockets. The Italian bombards, I forgot their name as well. Very, very strong, solid units. And can definitely win you a game. Revolt coming in. Let's see what Revolt is going to be. It is going to be a Brazil Revolt. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 heavy cannons are going forward. Are going to take a pot shot. They're going to take down one of the falconets immediately. And we have a lot of revolutionaries. If we can click on that revolutionary to see his horrible stats. Voluntaro da Paz. There we go. That is what we have right now. You only get 5 XP for killing them, excuse me, but they only have 12 range attack and 100 HP. So they have literally half the stats of a regular revolutionary unit. But at the moment, they're enough accompanying those heavies. But Mr. King of Osmane, who was more than prepared for this, got himself some culverins, and there we go. That's the first heavy cannon going down, and that is probably the second heavy cannon that is going to go down as soon as it is in range of these culverins, and it is almost down. Longbows are already shooting in a standing fight. These units just stand no chance against them. Those longbows are absolutely going to make short work of them. Culverins lock on these heavy cannons. The last one of them going down. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. More TCs are being shipped to be able to produce more of these Voluntario da Baja, but they are not going to be able to do anything against this longbow mass. Sadly enough, even the Culverins are able to kill them, and the Dragoons are doing a lot of work against them. And this is looking like another very dominant win for Mr. King of Osmane at the moment. As we can see, okay, estates. Huh. Oh, he's able to produce villagers after this. Okay, that is very interesting. I did not know that. That is a very interesting mechanic with this, so that you can still make villagers after this revolt without really specifically shipping something. Okay, heavy cannons trying to focus down the dragoons. Dragoons catching them, only losing 1 dragoon in the process. And now the culverins are going to go forward. Like, this is how attentive he is. And this is how good of a player King of Osmane is. He knows he has more dragoons to be able to take down the heavy. But why risk it and why lose more? When you have culverins, you already spent so much resources on making them. Just use them. No reason to use anything else. No reason to risk it, even though you're so far ahead of your opponent. There we go. The first TC is going to go down. Almost going down to the longbows and the dragoons. Usually not units with very high rate of siege, but there's so many of them that it doesn't even matter anymore. And ladies and gentlemen, King of Osmane gets to match point right now and takes a very commanding 3-0 series lead. I like the idea by Yvonne. Something a bit different, something a bit more exciting. Sadly enough, wasn't able to pull it off. Very, very, very solid performance by Mr. King of Osmane, managing to outgather his opponent 2-1 at 30,000 to 50,000 to 15,000 resources, excuse me. But there's not much to see in the post-game statistics because this wasn't a very, very standard game, sadly enough. So there we go. Yes, let's go straight over to the home screen, ladies and gentlemen. So 3-0 lead so far for King of Osmane in this series. Let's see if we had some predictions up. Hopefully we had some predictions up. I would have loved to have seen our predictions up right now to be able to see if Mr. Kingu has won some people some duck coins. Yes. Last matchup? No, don't trick me into this, Mr. MFD. We don't know if this is the last matchup. Oh my god. Check me again. He got me again in there. Oh, and we didn't manage to get an interview with Lucas Al last series. So apologies, Mr. Lucas Al. If you're still around, if you can still hear this, I will also message him. Um, I would like to have an interview with him if he's still available. Interview. Okay, so we have the next civilizations. We are going to have USA coming up from Yvonne Goat, and we're going to have Otto coming from King of Osmane. Very interesting. Two S tier civs, you would say. Very, very strong civs right now. Um, and I'm interested to see who will take the win in this next game. Not really known as an Otto player, our good friend King of Osmane. But I do know that Yvonne Goats USA is mighty decent. It is a very solid pick of his. And yeah, guys, don't forget, after this series, the next series that is going to be played is going to be me against Balalaika at 7 p.m. GMT. So tune in for that as well in 2 hours from now. So there we go. The next map is going to be Anatolia as well. For those of you who do not know that yet, Anatolia, the map with the 4 TP line in the middle. Going to be very interesting to see how both players are going to tackle that. That is a map that I specifically don't very much like, but I know a lot of players like to play a lot with TPs, maybe some H2, maybe some FI stuff. We don't even know yet. Let's see. Mr. MFD, are we ready to go into the map transition? All right, take us away.
Homeland of the Ottoman Empire. Its rugged landscape is bisected by an elongated grassy valley that separates the two players. This valley contains the only trade route and some grazing livestock. Each player begins with a local settlement of Fenarites near their first town.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 4 of this Best of 7 series, hosted by ESOC TV for the ESOC Spring Championships. And on the south side of the map in the color blue, playing the United States of America, is Mr. Baja Teacher, aka Yvonne Goat, aka Autistic Baboon, and his opponent today on this beautiful Anatolian map in the color green is King of Osmane, hailing from Austria, playing in the color green as what is probably the most hated civ in the game, the Ottomans. Wonderful map we have here today. As I said, I have my biases against this map. Not really a big fan, but we need to learn how to put our biases aside for the greater good. It is a very beautiful map. On the middle of the map, we have a lot of livestock. We have 5 that we can take. So there is always a player that is going to walk away with a little bit more livestock. Some players aren't even interested in the livestock. As you can see, Yvonne Goat is going straight for the treasures on the other side of the map. Here we go. Chinese immigrants coming in. And on the other side, we are seeing 3 villagers coming in from King of Osmane. Let's check the decks of these 2 players. H2 coming in. Very interesting for King of Osmane. This is his idea of being able to counter the Highlanders. I don't hate it. Jan Abus absolutely can do well if you're not cut out, if the Hus aren't too much to deal with. But let's see if we can get a mass big enough. This is really a story of, can USA get enough units to support the Highlanders and just brute force through the Jan and get through the Abus? Or is Otto going to be able to take enough units, make enough units, excuse me, to take care of the Janissaries defending the Abus, mowing everything down? So Otto going to be aging up to H2 very soon. As you can see, Otto is a civ that ages up quite soon. But on the other side, USA with their 1010 is also a civ that ages up quite soon. But we're not opting for a 1010 here. We have built a house, so let's check out the deck being built, being sent by Yvonne Goat. We have Greedy. Okay. That is how I like my goat. Mr. Yvonne Goat loves greedy builds. So he's probably going to go for a Pennsylvania age up for the church. He's getting as many TPs as he can, and he's going to go for a bank. Probably going to make a saloon as well. And on the basis of that, he is going to be shipping the Highlanders afterwards. Also going for capitalism. Let's see if he queues another bill. He does not decide to queue another bill. He does decide. Okay, there we go. So he's going to be aging quite late, as in comparison to Otto, that is aging up with the quartermaster. He's going to be aging quite soon, chopping a lot of wood, trying to get as many TPs as possible. Um, but it is going to be quite tough for him to get down the other TPs um, before Stagecoach is going to come in. So I'm wondering how much he can really profit from that Stagecoach once it's up before USA manages to get a couple of very nice resource passes. Okay, very nice. USA going on to coin right now, macroing for the bank, going to go for the Brigidi build as he said he was before, with the name of that deck. Forward Ottoman Villager going in, and the Ottoman Explorer is already starting to build his second TP before he's going to build the north. Let's switch over to the Otto macro because he's almost aging up. He stopped chopping, so he's probably going to keep it for that 400 wood for another TP and the racks, and he's going to start probably sieging the TP in the middle of the map. And there we go, 700 wood hitting the floor right now as his first shipment. Not very surprising. Bank on the way for USA on the other end, and he is again feeling like he can go greedy because seeing as Otto is going for this like H2 play, it's going to take him absolute ages to try and take out these 3,500 HP TPs. He feels like he can kind of get away with it. Yeah. We have Lucas Aurelius in the chat. Hello, welcome. Has a Gigs, big Gigs in the chat. Batu AoE, Fusion 88777, Rachel Mad Now, welcome. And currently my favorite player in the game, Big Carbone OP as well in chat. Welcome everyone. Bombalicious, my goat, my Dutch goat. Welcome. Pennsylvania, first card, the Pennsylvania Church. There we go. A saloon as well coming up. So that is a bank, a saloon, a church, 3 TPs. For now, a 4th TP coming up. I think that is going to mean that we are going to have at least 7 at some point, 7 Highlanders, but that's still not enough. So I'm wondering if we're going to add another saloon or another meeting house maybe or something to be able to get more, what are they called? More Highlanders, because that is definitely the goal of this build. Okay, steel traps coming in for Otto on the back of that, shipping 700 coin. Let's see on that forward base if he added an artillery foundry to his barracks. He did not add an artillery foundry yet, and I'm interested to see if he's going to opt for it, or if he's just going to decide to age up behind it. He can also think, okay, Yvonne is going very greedy. Am I going to age behind this? Am I going to try and go H3 with a couple of TP Stagecoach build, or is he going to try and opt to go for the more H2 Janabis build that we have been talking about before? Very nice cowboy in queue right now for Yvonne Goat, and we're seeing the saloon shipment right now, advanced saloons, which is going to let the saloons give pop space, and he can build an extra saloon as well on top of that. An extra 2 if I'm not mistaken, or does that only come with the Arkansas Outpost? I do not know. I'm a big noob. Sorry, bad caster. Blame MFD. Exactly. If you have any problems with the casting, say MFD bad caster. So, oh, and I have good news. Lucas is available for an interview after this series as well. So thank you very much to Lucas. Okay, we are seeing Hamiltonian economics coming in as well behind this for USA. So he's going to go very heavily on all the market upgrades. He's going to get them all for free, and all the market upgrades that he's already researched are going to be reimbursed as well. Let's check out the middle of the map. Let's see what these cowboys are achieving. Have they managed to find a villager? Yes, they have, in my opinion. Okay, there we go. Managed to melee down a villager. Abis are being added right now as well. Is Stagecoach already researched for Otto? No, but it is halfway underway. There we go. Another TP is being built by the other explorer, but the Cowboys have managed to find him. And I think they have managed to get their crack shot off on him, so that's why a lot of HP has gone off of him. Yeah, there we go. Native TP is going to go down though to the Janissaries, and the Janissaries are just in time back to take the pressure away from that Explorer and take out the USA Explorer, which is pretty big as well. A lot of HP. He can place down a flag. He's a very pivotal unit, excuse me, for USA in these bigger fights. All right now, Ottoman has a shipment in queue, putting all of his uh, TPs onward at the moment, shipping 3 Delhi. He's going for a bigger timing right now. USA gone very greedy so far. If we're checking out USA, he is going to be shipping the Seminole Scouts, which is going to give him 12 incredibly good Seminole units. They are very good against heavy infantry. They just mow them down. And in the stand and fight, they actually do very decent against Avis as well. So um, if you are King of Osman, you don't want to really stand and fight them, especially when you have a mass that isn't as big as you want it to be at the moment right now, when your eco is still working for you. Highlanders, 6 Highlanders available, not a lot of TPs out on the floor. That is the reason. Yes, we have a bank and we have a saloon and 2 meeting houses, 2 saloons, excuse me, and 2 churches, but that is not enough at the moment. We will need more for that. I don't like this position for Mr. King of Osmane because there's no real retreat point. The Seminoles, oh, okay, there is a little gap where you can retreat through. I did not even notice that. But the Seminoles are going to come in and they're going to be facing the Abus. Minutemen are coming in as well. Cowboys are coming in from the flank from the north. And are we going to see Mr. Autistic Baboon manage to actually surround the Ottoman army here and do a lot of damage? A lot of these Seminoles are in range and are using their 1.5 ROF. Delhis are coming in, but as soon as they came in, they're getting absolutely eviscerated and getting back down to earth. Janissaries are coming in, pouring in as reinforcements, but the Seminoles just keep marching forward with faster movement speed as well, managing to stand and fight. Finally, there we go. 1.5 ROF going down, raining arrows on these Abyss, raining arrows down on these Jans. But again, look at the absolute composure from King of Osmane. Another masterclass in how to retreat without taking too much casualties, without taking too much damage, managing to find the way back, going back quite calmly, not losing all of his mass. Very nice gameplay so far from King of Osmane. And if we switch over to his perspective really quickly, we are seeing that he is reinforcing with more Jans, with more Abbas, shipping 5 Janissaries as well. And yeah, he is looking like he's in a very solid position at the moment. Having 4 TP is going to put pressure on that 5th TP, probably buying his Explorer back. There we go, to try and build that TP himself. And he's looking mighty fine at the moment. Abus, again, with their larger radar line of sight. Again, another tip for newer players: keep your skirmishers in the front because they have more line of sight than other units, so they can see upcoming enemies quicker. Another batch of Abus, another batch of Jans. These Jans in the north are probably going to go in melee. Guys, Janissaries are a melee unit. That's how you need to use them, and the Jans are going in melee right now. The Abyss, this is where they shine. Jans managed to snare everything, not die to anything, and the Abyss just bam from behind, managing to take everything down. All of the infantry mass from USA is down, bar 1 half HP Seminole. And now we're going to be shipping the Highlanders. But the problem is that the Highlanders have no support at the moment. There's no supporting unit really for the Highlanders, and we only get 7 of them with a couple of Cowboys. But both of these units are very susceptible to Abus volleys. And if we see 5 or even 10 more Abus coming in, it is going to be very difficult for Ivongo to try and come back into this game, especially with that 5th TP now going into Ottoman hands. What a cool save Ottoman is. I really love this Civ. I really love this game. And I love all of you guys for coming in and tuning in. Otto is going to push further now. Highlanders are going to come in, try and do as much damage. Ooh, but Yvonne goes very nice, managing to catch King of Osmane a bit off guard. Okay, not the end of the world. Abe is still going back, still focusing down the Highlanders, managing to take a nice couple of pop shots on there. 13 Janissaries remaining, but a very healthy massive Abe still. More Janissaries coming from the back, I assume, as reinforcements. Janissaries, look at how much HP they have. They're just not really dying. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to King of Osmane. Manages to sweep this series against a very difficult opponent in Yvonne Goat. GG, well played. Congrats to Yvonne Goat as well for making it to the round of 32, winning his last series. But now, King of Osmane is marching on to the next round and is going to be playing Big Psionic. Very well played. Resource-wise, King of Osmane managing to outgather militarily, killing more units. Very well played to both players. And let's see if Mr. King of Osmane is ready for an interview. Let's see in the chat. Let's text him. Let's see. Wait, I'll drag him in here. Just join the channel. There we go. GG, well played to King of Osmane. Big Kaiser saying, edge of my seat waiting to hear what King says. We're all waiting for the words of Big King. Let's see what he says. There we go. Let's drag him in here. MFD, if you can do us the honors of dragging him in here. There we go. King of Osmane, congratulations on the series win, man. How are we feeling? 4-0 sweep.
Thanks, man. Yeah, feeling good. Was fun playing again.
Very, very nice. MFD, if you have any questions, if not, I'll go ahead and ask him. All right, so Kingu, Nilla Civs, very nice. Take me through game 2. Was it a bit of arrogance? Was it just proper planning, game knowledge? What made you pick Dutch into a very TP-friendly map?
I don't know, I felt like playing Dutch, and I thought if you're speaking Otto, I should still be fine, but it was way harder actually than I thought because I lost the bank so quick, and I thought I was a bit behind at that point, but yeah.
There we go. That's what I was also saying. The moment I saw these banks being built, I'm like, ooh, they're a little bit in the range of Yvonne Boat there, and looked a bit scary for a moment. But you pulled through. I was complimenting your ability to just stay cool and trust your mechanics throughout. It was very beautiful to watch. Thank you very much for playing this. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, MFD, up to you.
Oh, well, a rather noobish question at that point, I guess, but I wanted, of those 4 games that we just saw, right, which one would you say was the most enjoyable from your perspective? Or the one where you said, yeah, that's just how you wanted it to play out, like, overall?
I think the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's, like a clear counter threat to what he did. And and the map is quite good for him, Civ-wise. But I don't think he can deal with Avis. And when he's hard stuck H2, there's not much he can do. And aging is also very hard because I would just right click him with like full giants like Baus would always do. And
Only Baus?
Yeah, Baus. Everything I learned for Otto, I learned from him. Like, he's by far the best Otto player of all time. He's
Maybe
like
we
my
need to
sensei.
rename him only Otto or Otto Baus.
Otto Baus, yeah.
Otto Baus makes
There we
sense.
go.
I do
He's
remember
my
Otto
biggest
Baus.
inspiration. Yeah.
There we go. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Otto Baus. All right. That's all for us. Thank you very much, Kingu. We will now invite Lucas L, if you are here, to please join so we can join a random voice call and we will drag you in and we will begin the interview. And King of Osmane, congratulations. Very well played, man. I'm very happy for
Thanks.
you. And
Good,
now you get Psionic in the next round. Good luck, man.
Thanks for casting, guys. Ciao.
Welcome. With pleasure, man. Bye-bye. All right. There we go. Lucas L is in a voice chat. Can you drag him in, please, good sir?
Yes, indeed. I can. Give me a second. And there he is.
All right. Welcome, welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening, Lucas. Tell us, man, how are you feeling after that series win today?
Well, to be honest, I kind of expected it to go like this, so nothing special.
So you're telling me you expected to lose your TC in at least one of the games, right?
Yeah, I expect the Otto game for sure, and I actually didn't know the church card was banned, so I was prepared to play against that. But yeah, it happens. It's okay. I still try to get away with that strat, but of course it's not the best choice. But I thought, I mean, I'm up 3-0, so why not go for it?
Exactly. Lucas, it's obviously always a very big pleasure watching playing against you. Um, Run me a bit through what was going through your mind in all of these first three games, because it was kind of always a repeat of itself. It's like you're playing a bit more defensive, you have a strat oriented in mind, you know what you're going to do, and he pushes you. What's going through your mind? What advice
Well,
can you give to maybe lower rated players that are being pushed by these aggressive Russians?
well, I just know how Luke Tom plays. He just always goes for those H2 plays, like very aggressive. He doesn't really have the best builds, but he can right-click you if you make a mistake. So I kind of knew what was coming in those games. Although I was surprised by his Civ picks, like I didn't expect Eero in game 1 because he just never really plays them. And his Spain home city level was like level 15 as well, so he kind of picked civs that he's not very comfortable with for some reason. But still, I know he's gonna do some all-in push kind of stuff, so I just prepared for that and just, I don't know, just
Yeah.
defend it.
Nice, man. MFD, you got any questions?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always asking you the same questions whenever we talk, Lucas. But the first game when you played Lakota,
Yeah.
I'm just interested in that start because I've never seen I don't think I've ever seen Lakota go for Kree as a starting composition. Am I still too quiet? I'm sorry, boys. Wait a second. Try to up the volume there.
There we go.
Yeah.
I could understand you well.
Yeah, it's sometimes a bit different for chat, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically that's just the question. What's the thinking or the rationale behind the strategy in the first game? It's just you can try it against in the first game versus Haudenosaunee, or
Yeah, I was playing Julian last week, and he did that build against my Japan. So I kind of thought he's going to play H2 anyways. He's not going to go FF, so I can try it because you only have Thomas as anti-cav in H2,
Yeah.
and they kind of suck because
They
they
do.
are only good in melee. So if I just go for a cav-heavy composition with the skirms in Kree, I think I can micro well against it. And I expected the 4 Kenya first. That's why I trained 5 bow riders
Yeah.
first batch. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think my composition is just better early H2. So I think it's very nice to have skirms in H2 because Seaton got nerfed and
yeah.
Tomahawks kind of suck. So yeah.
I never stop bitching about that whenever I get the chance. So.
Thank God it happened. Do it again.
All right, Shake. We don't want to leave this as enemies. Yeah.
I'd never be your enemy. Yeah, I like that. All right, Lucas, just the last question.
Yes.
Again, more of an understanding, trying to get a deep dive into the head of a pro player for more of our more up-and-comers in the chat. How do you go transitionally then from preparing the entire series as to playing a bit more defensive to then the last game going to actually I'm going to be the one going on defensive. I'm going to be the one pushing. Even when you saw that there wasn't really an FB and you could have maybe even had a window to aim, what was going through your mind with that scenario?
Well, usually Russia goes for like a mid-map blockhouse and usually one blockhouse start, and then I think I can easily overrun this with my army composition. I was surprised he had 2 blockhouses in base, and it was actually a little close for like 1 minute when I pushed the blockhouses, but I don't know. I thought I would just have better units and maybe the same mass even, and also I want to take the XP treasure, which didn't really work, but still I want to have like an early army to take those.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, you got his army instead of the XP trade.
yeah, that's
a fair
probably
trade.
an even better trade. Exactly. I don't know. I just thought I could rush his blockhouse because he's not playing Russia a lot, and sometimes Russia players, I don't know, you can just catch them off guard by pushing the blockhouse if they are not prepared.
Gotcha. Lucas, congratulations, man. Last
Thank
question
you.
before you go. We have the scheduling for the next round here, and your next opponent is going to be Kevin. How are we feeling?
I think we played each other twice in tournaments so far. He won 1 series, I won 1 series, so I think it can go either way. I think he's playing more than me, but that's still in tournament. Everything can happen, so it can be a close one, I think.
That makes the next match the kind of tiebreaker, right?
Yeah. Even
Yeah, true. That's true, but yeah, we'll see.
Lucas L, today you're Lucas W. Congratulations, man.
Finally.
On to
Thank
the
you.
next round, and
Thank you.
we'll see you. MFD, thank you very much for casting I've been your caster, MFD2.
There we go.
And we have very much enjoyed it, MFD and MFS. And we will see you guys in an hour and 45 minutes when I take on Big Malalaika. See you then, guys. Hopefully, we will have as many or even more people as we had today. You absolutely smashed it with the viewership, and we love you all.
And
Good luck, Daniel. Thanks for casting.
Always a
My
pleasure.
pleasure. Thanks for playing.
All right. I guess to finish it off, we will have to send this whole thing on a raid if there's anybody available. Do we have?
Yes, let's see. Who is raidable? Is anyone at the moment streaming? We have a couple of people that I don't really know that well, but if anyone in chat is willing to take over some juicy 165 ESOC raid, let us know. And oh, I see Mr. Dungaree please loading into his Steam account. So maybe we're going to have a quick only bows stream. So that could be very, very interesting. Let's see if he loads up a stream. And we can get straight into raiding. That would be really, really nice as well, because he is going to be the caster for the next series. So maybe he can stream ESOC and keep the party going alive.
That would be wonderful if we could get that going, of course.
That would be. Let's see if he is already live or not yet. Not at the moment. Let me jump into the voice call he's currently in and
Yep,
really
sure.
ask him really quickly.
Sure. Alright, but wonderful series so far and a real pleasure. I think that was the first production I did in 9 months or even a year or something for ESOC. So wonderful to be back, wonderful to see the community is still alive and striving, and wonderful
Good
to
news.
see everybody's doing
Mr. Only Boss is going to load up the stream in a second from now.
wonderful.
So we will be able to raid him. Again, I've been your boy, MFD, alongside MFD but bald.
Yeah, basically you are MFD and I'm BAGG now. Bald Austrian gay guy, I think that was the name you gave me once.
BAGG. No, it was
Bang.
something much better than that. It was
No, I remember when you said that in the background.
AGG. It was like
No, I
yeah,
remember
it
when you
was
said it in the
like
background.
Austrian
Wait,
gay.
MFD, isn't that the bald Austrian gay guy or something?
Yeah, I remember.
So-
I mean, the only thing that could have changed is maybe you grew some hair, but I think you're still gay.
No, it's only growing down and not the one on the head, but the part below it, basically.
Listen, that's between you and your partner.
True, that's a bit too spicy for
Sad to
ESOC,
announce
right?
that, exactly. Now do a Jew joke to MFD. I don't know what that name is that Lion used, but because we're both MFD and MFD is not Jewish, so you're not Jewish, right, MFD?
Not as far as I know.
Not as far as you know. There you go. That other guy that you mentioned isn't here today. He wasn't here today. He didn't do anything. So
There we go.
yeah, we're very safe on that
Still
department.
waiting on the stream though. But
Only Babaus. There we go. We are going to raid Mr. Only Boss. I'm gonna eat, shower, and prepare for my series. And I'll see you guys in the next time. BAGG, thank you very much. I love you loads.
nice casting with the MFC.
Thank you, BAGG.
And
See
all
you
the
in
best for your
next one.
series later today.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it. I'm playing a big Brazilian guy. All right. Bye bye.
Bye, guys. I'm still going to stick around for a minute or two to see if I can catch our boy Only Bounce once he starts up his stream. But then again, I'm notoriously terrible when it comes to actually finding the streams of somebody I want to raid, so please bear with me for a second. So, let's quickly check that. See if Baus is already up there somewhere. No. Come on, how long can it take for one to get up there? But then again, technical issues always happen. I do wonder from your perspective, right? If we're still waiting a little bit. Worst copy pasta. Yeah, there we go, Keister. Thank you. You guys in chat. Overall, I know it was a rather sweepy pair of series, I reckon, with the 5 with a 4-1 and a 4-0, right? But any favorite moments, any favorite games so far, from your perspective? Because I do think if not want to ride that dead or beat that dead horse for Tulin, but of course I like the Lakota games in all of Lucas' series. But to me, I think the most impressive game was the France-Germany game. I was pretty sure that first fight with the big watching Iron get full was my favorite part. I reckon Lion. That makes sense. That's your favorite part. Now, for me, I think it was that. I think MFD described it pretty darn well with the just stable positioning that Kingo had for most of the time, where he just, where a lot of people would just fight the fight and lose the game, or back off and not take the fight properly. And he, in the France-Germany game, he just stood his ground and made the best of it. And I think that was quite the costly first encounter for Germany, more or less diminishing the muscle they had built earlier. So I really like that steadfast fighting style right there. And that set the tone for the series, in my opinion. I'm really looking forward to see those two play again in the series. Who's up next? Well, our boy MFT just casted against another Brazilian player, but I have to be honest, since that was a bit spontaneous today, I'm not all up to speed on the tourney plans. Please forgive me. At the logo site, I'll check it out quickly. But it looks like Balalaika is the next one up. And Saturday 7 PM GMT, so in 2 hours approximately, 1.5 hours to be precise. So let's check again. Baus made it up there. Only Baus, there we are. Guys, it was a pleasure being back producing for you. I hope you enjoyed it as well, even though we had some technical hiccups on the way. But don't let your night of Age of Empires be stopped tonight. Enjoy a wonderful raid with the very only Otto Baus, as we learned today is his name. Cheers. See you next time.
Yeah, okay.